G'day Blackboarders. You're probably familiar with the diagram behind me, the business life cycle. It's such a critical part of understanding your business, the decisions you make, and how to improve your business, that it's one we've covered in no less than 6 different Blackboard Fridays episodes. We covered it way back in episode 1, and more than 80 episodes later, we're still talking about this. Why? Because you, probably like a lot of my clients over the last 10 years, if I ask you a direct question about how you're applying this strategic framework, how you're using this in your business week to week, you're probably going to appreciate that while you understand it intellectually, you haven't yet understood how to fully implement this to improve your business, to improve your decisions, to make your life fun and your business more profitable. So today we're going to talk about 5 different strategic overlaps where, depending on where you are in the business life cycle, you've got an opportunity to make faster decisions by knowing how these different elements integrate. So you'll remember that the emotional roller coaster of business goes through speed bumps, hurdles, and brick walls, and how you're feeling as a business owner will impact the decisions you make and how well you lead your team. So here's some of the key conversations that will help you with that communication and decision making. The first relates to our R&R framework. Now this we covered in episodes 7, 8, and 9. We talked about where you as a business leader are investing your time and the time of the team that you're building, the most valuable resource that you've got. And we broke that down into 4 separate areas, and you might recognize the colors. We talked about how we color code our diaries, our agendas, and our position descriptions, blue, green, red, and black, depending on whether we're talking about revenue, growth, administration, or wealth. And those 4 colors overlap on the business life cycle. That's why we use them. You'll be doing a little bit of all of these at every point in time, but your focus as a leader will need to evolve. In startup, you need to focus more on revenue. In scale up, you need to shift into having a growth focus for your time. Get other people to help deliver the revenue. In step up, you do need to shift your focus back to administration, improving the systems and resources you've got, ratcheting up the efficiencies and getting the profit and the energy back up. And then in the sell up phase, whether you're going to sell or just leverage up, go around again, you need to shift your focus to wealth and really building that portfolio business that you desire. So that's one of the key applications around your time. The second, and this goes back to episode 23, where we talked about a formula for more revenue growth. And we talked about how to generate more revenue, you just needed to focus on 4 different aspects. The activity that you were doing, the conversion rate or percentage that you were achieving, the value of the average client, and then how well you were retaining them. Again, you're doing all of those things all of the time, but there needs to be a focus. In startup, your focus needs to be on conversion. You need to make sure that your product is going out to market and that people are actually buying it. Because your conversion rate is horrible. In the startup phase, that means your product is horrible and you need to improve it. In the growth phase, you shift. You've got conversion happening, you need to scale up the activity. You need more coming into the top of the sales hourglass. In step up, the business is now 15 odd years old. You need to shift focus to value, making sure that your average client value increases because it's going to be harder to win more clients given the emotional state that your business is in at that point. And lastly, in the sell-up phase, you can shift a lot more of your focus towards retention, product extension, customer service, and making sure that you've got clients for the long term because that adds an enormous amount of value to your business. Again, you're doing all of these all of the time, but there's a strategic focus for you and your revenue generating or sales team. The third one I want to talk about is vision. And we talked about this most recently in episode 78. And we talked about personal vision, commercial vision, and cultural vision. In startup phase, your personal vision is paramount. What are you as a business leader doing to turn this business into something that supports your personal life? As you shift from startup into scale up, your focus will shift away from the personal and you become much more invested in the business. You're now confident that this is going to succeed. Most business owners at this point focus on their commercial vision. There are some for whom these are flipped. They focus on cultural first, but commercial vision is the most common. Now, at the peak of scale up, you hit that euphoria, you achieve your initial vision. This is a reset point. This is where you need to reset first and foremost your personal vision, but also the commercial and cultural vision for your business, because you've achieved what it is that you wanted to achieve. And if you don't reset the vision, then this glide down into step up is going to hurt a lot more. The focus also flips. If you were commercially focused initially, you're now much more focused on the cultural vision. That's what's going to get you through there faster. And if you were more of a cultural business initially, then the reverse is true. As you head into a sell-up, as you head into that final of the 4 phases of the business life cycle, it becomes much more an and strategy. Commercial and cultural and personal, all very much intertwined. But you as the business owner have got an understanding and an ability to ride those and to have those separate conversations. 2 more applications that I want to go. And I know this is a longer than usual episode, but I'm hoping that you can now see I'm at that point in the business, and therefore I've been making some of the wrong decisions. The next application I want to talk about is which part of your body psyche are you listening to? Now, this is something we covered in episode 54, think, feel, know. We all make decisions in a thinking space, a feeling space, and from that gut feel. But which of those do you need to be listening to? And that again depends on the business life cycle. At the very beginning in startup, you need to listen to your knowing. You need to trust your gut feel and your intuition. It's not always right. It is the best guide that you will have, and it will get you through that initial startup phase. Moving beyond that, and you'll always again be listening to all 3 of these, and you may have a preference for being a knower, for listening to that gut feel. Understand that as the business goes down in energy, any of these points in the journey where the business goes on a down dip, that's when you need to listen to your thinking, your data, your analysis a lot more. And maybe that means listening to your team members or your providers, your CFO, your accountant, who are maybe more thinking inclined and giving you recommendations. That will help you through the down energy periods. And when you're going through the up energy periods, and there's several of those throughout the journey, that's when you need to listen to your feeling a little bit more. Don't get caught up in all of the data. Actually trust the pictures, the stories, the emotions that are driving your business, because they're driving your business well. The final application that I always get asked about links back to the capacity planning that we covered in episode 4, and then in more detail in episodes 34 through 36. That's the capacity engine, and that simple question at any point in time, do I need to be better or do I need to be bigger? And people say, well, depending on where I am in the business life cycle, does that tell me whether I need to be better or need to be bigger? And no, that strategic framework does not overlap neatly on your business life cycle. I will add a caveat though. One of the things that I find in a lot of businesses, particularly when the energy is going down and the profit is going down, is that they think, feel or know that they need to be better, that the focus is on improving the efficiency of their team to generate more revenue. You need to do your capacity engine calculations at that point. It's a thinking exercise, it's a down energy, listen to the thinking. Because often it's not about being better with your existing team. Your business is the wrong size. The reason you're not profitable, the reason you're hurting, is because your business needs to either be bigger or smaller than its current size. There's a lot there for you to cover, and I've referenced an awful lot of other Blackboard Fridays episodes, but you can see how important the business lifecycle strategic framework is. Understanding where you are, the specific point emotionally along that journey will help you to sort of see, well, okay, at this point, if I'm there, I need to be listening to my feelings. I need to be talking about my commercial vision with the team. I need to be shifting my time and focus from revenue to growth, and I need to be looking at activity in the sales funnel. Somewhere at a different point, we'll have a completely different focus. And if they align that strategy with the business life cycle, more fun, more profit, and that's what we're all looking for.